Hi, and welcome back to Bert's Kitchen. On this week's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make my homemade peanut butter cookies. And I can't even keep my hands off of them. Let me show you how it's done. Alright, so for today's recipe, we're going to need one pre-made peanut butter cookie mix. And on the back here, now I'm just kidding, we don't need none of that. We're making homemade cookies today. So what we're really going to need is 2.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 cups of sugar, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 1/4 cup of butter, and 1/4 cup of bacon grease, or 1/4 cup of Crisco if you don't have the bacon grease, 2 eggs, and 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And that's what I'm using as bacon grease today instead of the Crisco. I have a little bit left there, so I'm going to use it up. It's about 1/4 cup. My little buddy in there going crazy for the cookies. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take 2 cups of sugar. And I'm using Jif peanut butter for mine, or Jiffy if you remember it as I do. And I'm using creamy peanut butter. And we're going to go ahead and put that on in there with the sugar. All right. Next, we're going to take our maple syrup and put that in there too. 1/4 cup of butter. Make a little pool for my vanilla to go in there too. And our bacon grease. Yeah, I'm just going to use this in there because normally I'd have got a clean spoon in there. That way I wasn't getting butter and whatnot all inside my baking jar. I'll store my grease in. Right. Get me a rubber spatula. See if I can get the rest of that out. Use it all. Don't want to put nothing to waste. And finally, we're going to crack our 2 eggs on in there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and mix this together all real good so everything's really well incorporated together. Sugar and all. At this point, you can whisk it if you want to, but by the end, you're going to want to end up using a wooden spoon just because it's going to get real hard to stir. Scrape my edges, make sure it's not down there. No bare sugar anywhere. That's pretty much what you're looking for. Nice and mixed together. Okay, and we're going to take our salt, 1 teaspoon, and we're going to do our baking soda. All right, now we're going to mix that in, and then we're going to mix in our flour. Make sure we get this incorporated in real well too, so it's mixed thoroughly throughout. All right, now we're going to add our 2.5 cups of flour, 1/2 cup, then 1 cup at a time. And as we are adding in the flour, it is going to get harder and harder to stir. You want to take your time, go slow. You don't want to poof flour everywhere. Scrape the flour off your sides there. You can already see it's real thick. And that was only 1/2 cup of flour. We still have 2 to go. And I'm not packing my flour. It's just slightly dumped on in there. And same thing, take your time, work it in slow. Like Woodstock can smell the cookies in here. He said, hey man, I want to help. Get in there. Let me in there. Got the Woody Woodpecker going on in there. All right. You can see now why you don't want to use a whisk towards the end. It is thick. At this step, you could actually use your hands if you want to and get on in there. I'm just going to keep working it with my wooden spoon. And you just want all that flour to go away. Get incorporated on in there. I'm just going to get on in there. It's to the state that I want it. Get the little flour balls worked in. And it's kind of how you want it. You want it almost like a dough. All right. Once you get everything worked in, and it just looks like a dough here. I love that touch of maple syrup in there. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to put this in the fridge. And we're going to let it rest in the fridge for about 10 minutes and let it harden up a little more. Firm up a little more. And while that's firming up, go ahead and preheat your oven for 325 degrees. And then while that's going, go ahead, get your 2 cookie sheets. I line mine with parchment paper. You don't necessarily have to line yours with parchment paper. And also, while that's in the fridge resting, go ahead and get a little burnt. There's no risk of burning nothing now, so you can be as burnt of a bird as you want to be. But what you also want to get now is a cup Going to want to fill it with warm water, enough to submerge the top end of a fork, the prong end. The longer the fork, the better, and the easier it will be. And it seems that the warm water works better for me than cold water, as it slides right on off. But even lukewarm water is fine. Cold water will work too. You want to be able to submerge your fork all the way into the water. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take our cookies, we're going to roll them into little balls and put them onto the parchment paper here. And then we're going to take our fork and we're going to press them and crisscross them. And what the water will do on the fork is when you press them to crisscross them, the fork won't get stuck and you won't be peeling off the cookies and having to force it off and crumbling them. It should slide right off like butter. All right, well, the oven's preheating and we have everything else ready, so I'll see you guys back here when the oven's ready to go, and we're ready to throw these in about 10 minutes. Okay, and we're back. It's been about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and get our cookie dough on out of the fridge here. All right, so now what we're going to do, I use my hands for this, and we're going to roll about 1 inch, 2 inch balls out. About that big. And lay them out on our parchment paper. Try to do my corners first to keep holding the paper down a little bit. And don't be afraid to make them too big. They don't really spread out a whole lot. They will spread out some. The bigger you make them, the worse it'll get. But it's typically not too bad. Not big. As you can see there, just stagger them on out. As long as you keep them about 1 inch, 2 inches apart, they're pretty good. And if they do touch, that's why I use this here paper. I can pull them apart pretty easy. Like I said, if they smush together, I'm just going to cut them apart. They typically don't do. That's why you have the fork of water. We're going to smush them down with that. Because if not, you end up with peanut butter bomb. Alright, sorry about that. I had a storage issue there. Don't know what happened. It said that my storage was full, but it definitely wasn't. But anyway, you're going to take your fork, make sure it's good and wet. And you're just going to give each one a press down, slide the fork out. Same thing, do it on a crisscross. And slide the fork out. And every time, make sure you wet that fork. It gets really stuck, you don't wet it. And you're going to want to just do this to every single one of them. It's okay to get that little bit of water on there. It's going to just bake off in the oven. Keep them nice and moist. That's also why you see this crisscross pattern on all peanut butter cookies. That's what makes it. The fork. All right. I'll see you guys over at the oven. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get these bad boys back in the oven here. There. Oh, that one over here. Oh. And we're going to let them bake for about 12 minutes. And while those are baking, we're going to go ahead and get a little baked. Just remember, don't get too burnt. You just want to burn Bert. You don't want to burn your food. All right, and that's been 12 minutes. Oh, and that second batch. Let's go ahead and get them on. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what you're looking for. Nice and golden brown and beautiful, just like the last batch. These look so good. I can't wait to eat them. That could be the burntness talking too. This is actually about 3 or 4 short, because I've been nibbling on them as I've been cooking them too. Because they are so damn good. So damn good. That plate ain't making it till tomorrow. And thanks for joining me this week on Burnt Bert's Kitchen. I think I got a little too burnt, but I didn't burn the food, so I'm doing pretty good. These ain't going to make it, though, about another half hour or so, because I'm going to demolish them. If you haven't yet, smack that subscribe button and show me some love, and I'll see you guys next week.